I woke up this morning and saw that Ultra Clean was up some 15%. It's pulled back a bit since then, but yesterday it was 49 and today it's as high as 53. What happened here, and how is it I knew about this about 6 months ago? Well, Ultra Clean is a depressed stock. It is one of those stocks that is wrapped up in the semiconductor industry, and because of the downturn in the purchasing of semiconductors, a lot of it wrapped around EV. Ultra Clean had it as a substantial drop in price, and now, as a result of yesterday's earnings report, it's being touted as a comeback kid, as is a number of the stocks in my Bus 13, because they are involved in the semiconductor, and semiconductor is going to be a big part of the AI boom. So what I wanted to do today was share with you how I analyze stocks and how I find Ultra Clean and how I think it's going to give me close to a 200% return on my cost basis as I go forward. And I think if you'll understand what is happening, how it's going to affect these stocks, you'll understand. One of the things I did, and I want to share with you then, is I listened to earnings calls. So I got to thinking, I need to share this earnings call with my subscribers. And so what I did was I went in and copied the earnings call, the transcript, and then I took it to ChatGPT and I gave a prompt to ChatGPT to summarize it, but put emphasis on the growth patterns. And also then I took my analysis that I'll show you in a second here, and I said, okay, put that into your analysis as well, and give me a summary that I can share with those who listen and are interested in Ultra Clean and what it's going to do and how it's going to get to over $141 a share by January the 1st, 2027. And it'll probably exceed that, and I'll explain that to you on the sheet. But this is where I think you need to go. This is where I analyze my stocks. I've built this myself. It's an Excel spreadsheet that I gather the data on the 40 stocks that I want to have an insight as to where is their price going based on their history and their projections. So I gather their history from 2009 all the way up to 24, and then I get their projections from 25 through 27. So what I'm looking at here is their earnings per share, the change in their earnings per share in the form of a percentage, their price, their change in their price as a percentage, their revenue, and their change in revenue as a percentage, and then I calculate their PE ratio. What is their price relative to their earnings? And you can see here for Ultra Clean, they had in 2009, they had a negative earnings and then had a positive and gave it a 192% increase. And so this creates a history and creates a pattern so that I can look in the future and say, okay, if this happens again, this is what I can expect to happen. And if you look at the revenues of Ultra Clean, you can see they grew substantially. Up until 2022, their earnings dropped by $1 billion. And that was, of course, as a result of the cooling off of semiconductors as we had a cooling off of EVs. And so it dropped from 2.37 to 1.73. And we then also saw a subsequent drop in earnings per share as well. Then in going into 2024, we saw a substantial increase, but our revenues are still not up to what they were in 2022. But nonetheless, we're reflecting our price. So we are right now, it has a price on it of $45.99. That equates to a PE ratio of 38 or 33.8. Then we are showing that they're projecting their earnings are going to go up from $1.40 to $3.13 to $5.30 and $7.22. This then is translated through their earnings per share, and I've geared their earnings per share down to bring it more conservative and to put it more in line with the industry. So I'm through this able to project that I expect at a earnings of 100 or $1.40 and a PE ratio, current PE ratio of 33.8, the price of the stock will end the year around $47.36. I then switch to the PE ratio of 26.6 and I multiply that times the $3.13, and that says that the prevalent price in 2025 will be $83.38. Now we know that stocks don't trade on their current value, but they trade on their future value. So as we project out what the actual price will be in 2025, it is going to be somewhere between the 83.39 and the 141.20, because the market knows they are projecting that their earnings are going to grow by 69.3% from $3.13 to $5.30, and then from there another 35% are up to $7.20. So our actual price will be somewhere between these. But nonetheless, you see, we are getting a substantial increase in price from a current price of around $46 to probably the start of 2027, somewhere around $170 a share. So that's how I analyze. Now, what would change this? A change in situation. Much as we had a change in situation from 2022 to 2023. We had inflation, we had interest rates going up, and we had a slowing down of the EV market. So it becomes essential to not only look at the numbers, but keep a pulse on what is happening in the market that could influence this stock. Now, how do you do that? Well, one of the best ways is to attend the earnings calls and listen to what they have to say. With that in mind, I recorded the earnings call of last evening. I then put it onto my ChatGPT and asked for a summary, and then I also included this chart and asked the ChatGPT to summarize this as well, and I've put it into an article that you'll be able to find on our website, Best of Us Investors, and you'll be able to go to the article, read the article, and you'll be able to digest this chart a little bit better. Now, what I then invite you to do is go over to our sign-up page and sign up for the Platinum program, where you will get access not only to these kind of numbers, but also my full cheat sheet, which contains all of the 40 stocks in the BUS 13 portfolio, as well as those in the BUS 12 and the BUS 11. The BUS 13 is pretty much hardware. The BUS 12 is software, and this is where, in the BUS 11 is where you're going to find Ultra Clean. And as you can see, I also show here where I think the best price to buy in. It's currently trading at $46.05. I think the best price relative to technology or technicals is $44.41. And then I tell you where I see the price is going to be in 24, what Wall Street believes the price will be in the next 12 to 18 months, and then we project out to the end of the year. And I say, if in fact we achieve these numbers and the stock ends up selling for $141.85, you're going to have about an 87% return on your money. That's how I do this. That's how I analyze stocks. I invite you to come learn this with me, because this is all going to be automated. With the advent of the AI machine I won't do this manually. This will all be done for me by a server, or what Jensen and Michael call an AI factory. I'll merely instruct the factory as to what to do and how to generate this, so that I can not only do it for these 40 stocks, but I can do it for all 6,500 stocks that are available here in the United States. I'm Kerry. I'm a retired financial advisor, and I'm here to help you make more money.